Hello and welcome back to Paranormal NL Podcast, located in Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada. And that was a Boots on the Ground team music you were listening to. And PNL Podcast for short for the Paranormal NL Podcast. Now, I'm your host and founder, Jen Noseworthy. Thank you for tuning in to UPRN, United Public Radio Network, on 107.7 FM New Orleans and 105.3 FM on the Gulf. For tonight's Down the Rabbit Hole DTRH special on UPRN segment number 40, I've got a special guest tonight waiting backstage from San Antonio, Texas, who I'll bring on shortly. Now, let's give some more prayers to all the people involved in those Texas floods this year. It's time to grab your favorite cold one right now, a few munchies, and get ready to go down that rabbit hole. Paranormal NL Podcast is sponsored by the BOG team. It's a boots on the ground BOG team doing historical paranormal investigations in Newfoundland, Canada. PNL Podcast believes in supporting international paranormal networking and highlighting global paranormal people, places, and things. You can follow PNL Podcast and the BOG team on their link tree at Paranormal NL Podcast, and you can download any of their music on all streaming platforms. Now, let's get on with the show. I've got on stage with me tonight, Dayvid. Welcome.
Hey, thank
DTRH.
you.
Woohoo.
Thank you.
And I say welcome back. Now, Dayvid is new to UPRN, but he's been on PNL Podcast before with us. Back in season 2, I want to say you were, I think I had Amanda on in season 2. We got to give a shout out to Amanda.
Amanda Goodwin, yeah.
Yeah, episode 86. And then I've had your other friend on, Kevin Sepayo. He was on season 2, episode 57. And season 2, episode 139. So,
Yeah.
Dayvid,
Kevin Sapiel Jr., everybody.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah.
Shout out. Now, we got to talk about you, DTRH. Tell us all about it. To the folks at UPRN who don't know who you are, listening around the world, who are you?
Oh, man, that's an excellent question. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I'm Dayvid from Down the Rabbit Hole. I have this, I guess, popular, can I say that now? Popular
Yes.
Page on Instagram. That's where I started, was Instagram. It's on Facebook. It's on
You got to
Threads.
check out Dayvid on Instagram. He's killing it with DTRH.
Yeah, we just passed 255,000 followers on Instagram alone.
Wow.
And if you add up all the other, like Facebook and all that, it's over 365,000. And I couldn't be prouder. You know, it's not something I
couldn't be prouder of you because you
Thank you.
finally got your own podcast.
Yeah,
Woo!
I do. You know, I was very fortunate after a year of doing Down the Rabbit Hole. By the way, this is the third year this month. Third year of doing Down the Rabbit Hole.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Passed on the 22nd. But after a year, I was asked to do a podcast with Amanda Goodwin called One Nothing. And so I joined her podcast and we were killing it. We're just totally killing it. It was fun. I didn't know that I could do that. I could actually talk and, you know, tell stories out there. It's just fun. This is totally fun. And we, you know, top 2.5% globally. I'm really proud of that. You know, the show is great. And Amanda is amazing. She's a very good storyteller, and she does research like nobody's business. She's awesome.
Yes. Aren't you also known as the Duke of Darkness?
Yeah. You know where that came from? Because some people have brought that up.
And Amanda's the Duchess of Death.
Exactly. So I gave her that moniker. I said, you know what you are? Because you're always talking about death. You're the Duchess of Death. And she goes, you know, in that case, you're the Duke of Darkness. And that it fits, man, because that's what I'm all about, is all this dark stuff. So
yeah, because what's One Nothing about? Because people are going to say, what?
One Nothing podcast. And that's WON Nothing, not One Nothing. It's One Nothing. It's about animal attacks. It's about true crime. And it's about bizarre deaths. And so we rotate. Every episode is about one or the other or the next one. And, you know, we started off with Amanda was telling all the stories. And then I started to write up my own stories. And so, yeah, it's just been a great time, man. She's like I said, she's amazing. There she is.
Shout out to Amanda.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah. So tell us about your other new podcast.
Well, I actually, it's been 8 months now that I've been doing Weird Java in the Morning with Kevin Sapio Jr.
Yes.
He has a variety show that he started. We actually started together, and it comes out every other Sunday. This Sunday, it'll be live 8 a.m. Central. It's 9 a.m. Eastern. And it's like a variety show. You know, we have segments. We play games. We do movie quotes. I try to guess the movie quotes that Kevin sets up for me. And then we play a game called Florida Man. Guess the Florida Man, where he tells me 3 stories.
Guess the Florida Man?
Yeah, and they're all ridiculous, but it's really hard to try to figure out which is the Florida story. So it's a good time, man. But I didn't have a podcast where I could talk about my passion, you know, the stuff that I love, which is the paranormal. Yes. So that's where Dayvid Don't Know came from. And I decided it's time to venture out on my own and talk about those spooky subjects that I love so much. And that's where this podcast came from. So
and boom, there it is.
There it is.
Dayvid Don't Know, and it looks spooky.
I have 7 episodes. I dropped number 7 today. I'm very proud of this one because I get to interview Jonathan Perez Galvan from Latinos Against Spooky Shit. If you haven't seen him, he is hilarious. He has I would say close to 1 million followers on TikTok, about 500,000 on Instagram.
Shout out to South Texas.
Ooh. Yeah, man. He's actually, believe it or not, he comes from Washington State, but he is killing it. And he is hilarious. We had a great time. We talked about Mexican folklore.
Oh, nice.
Dreams. And
also, yeah.
Believe it or not, Chupacabra is not a Mexican thing. Isn't that weird? I always thought it was.
Where did it come from? I thought it was too.
It's not. I think it's I'm not sure actually. It might even be a Texas thing. We'll see.
La Llorona.
Mm-hmm. La Llorona is a very spooky tale that I was told when I was a kid. So it's a Hispanic thing where, you know, kids growing up, they would tell you, if you don't go to bed and if you don't behave, La Llorona is going to come and get you and drag you away.
That's right.
And that was terrifying. But if you don't know what the story is, it's basically a woman in Mexico who was very beautiful, married a man, they had children, and then the man fell out of love with her, right? And he left her basically. And the story goes that she was wandering around town one day and she saw a wedding take place and it was her husband marrying another woman. So she lost it and she rushed home, and that's when she dragged her kids and she drowned them. And then realizing after she did this, what a horrible thing she had done. And she basically drowned herself. And then now she wanders the earth looking for her children.
Oh, gosh.
And pray that you don't come across her. I posted many videos of people that are recording someone screaming for her children out in some lonely road. And you see this woman just screaming. You don't want to be near this woman because if she catches up to you, it's a bad time for you.
That's it. She'll get you.
That's it.
Now, tell us about some of the other stuff you've been delving into. I know you got a lot of stuff on the go. And where did DTRH come from? Like, how did all this come about? Because initially it was, let me tell you, I was watching a lot of your socials. I was like, who the hell is this person? I couldn't find out who you were. Like, there was no name initially, and it was just a man behind a mask. Yeah. And now you're totally unmasked. You got your name out. Like, how did all this come about?
You know, I'm just I love the paranormal and the unexplained. I'm a like a big, huge person when it comes to searching for this kind of stuff. I would watch these shows on TV. One of my favorites, I mentioned this many times, and I want to be on this show, by the way. So if you're listening, put me on this show. It's Paranormal Caught on Camera.
Oh,
have you ever watched that show? Yeah. So that show, you know, I love that show because they do a lot of videos that are really good.
They do.
Right. Yeah. And that's basically where Down the Rabbit Hole came from, is because on the show, I would watch a whole 30-minute episode or hour, however long, how long it is. And there would be several videos in there that I didn't like, or I could tell were fake. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was like, this one, why did you waste my time? That's 2 minutes of my time wasted. Or there's another one where like, there are 3 lights in the sky. Ooh, 3, that's wonderful. Yay. But I want to see aliens on the ground, man. I don't want to see lights. Big
You
deal,
see them in flesh, right?
Yeah, just don't abduct me and probe me. I don't want any of that stuff.
No,
but that's where it came from. So I was like, okay, I'm going to find videos that I like, that I think are real, that I think are really scary, and I'm going to post those, and I'm going to keep those lights out of it. I'm going to keep this out of it. If they're fake, well, if it's scary, it's going to be posted. So at first, though, I wanted to post nothing but real stuff. That's what I wanted to do. That was my, heart. I was like putting a lot of time into trying to figure out if it's real or not. Let me tell you something. That takes a large amount of time, and I don't have it. You know what I mean?
Well, you got a lot of followers.
Oh, yeah.
This was a while ago. This might have been a month ago.
My God, did it go up again?
Now. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So, yeah, that's you.
oh, yeah. It's 255 now. Yeah, okay. I was like,
it goes up. I mean,
I was like, this is going backward. But anyway,
no, that was like a month or so ago. I mean, like
damn.
I said, I'm sure it's a lot more now.
Yeah, it's 255 now. But yeah, that's the whole point. Was I want to post every day, and that's what I do every morning. I get up, I get some coffee, and the first thing I do is go looking. And so I'll hunt, and the best thing I find is what's going up. And I'll do that every single day. I don't take days off. I don't take the weekend off. I had a heart attack back in December. I didn't stop.
Oh my gosh.
None of those days did I stop. Yeah. I didn't stop any of those days. It didn't matter. I was doing down the rabbit hole.
I didn't know that happened to you. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine now. But yeah,
I would have never known,
Yeah. And you brought up a pretty good point. Is the first year I never showed my face or said my name.
You didn't? No. I mean, I remember I wanted to have you on my podcast, and I searched hard and low and finally got a hold of you and got you on the show. I mean, I think I got Amanda and Kevin on, but I think this might be the first time I got you on.
Oh, I think I've been on one of your shows before, but
I'm trying to remember. I have to try to find what I know. It was season 2. I'll find the episode for you.
Yeah, but it was season 2, and I think we did it on iPhone, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because back then when you were on with me, I was just radio before I got onto StreamYard.
Now you're cooking with gas, man. Good job. Good on you.
But
yeah, that's my focus. Now if I don't have the time to make sure it's real, nor could I ever, and that's where Dayvid don't know comes from. Okay. Because I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm not an expert, so if it's spooky and it looks real, I will post it. Even if it's fake, if it makes me laugh, I'm probably going to post it. But, that's
well, it's so hard to tell now with AI, right? That makes it even harder. Yep. With all these videos, you think, okay, is this real? Is this not real? Like, what am I looking at? Like, what is this, right? Yeah. So there's one of your podcasts there. Like you said, now you're up and almost to the double digits. But I'm just so glad that you even started your own podcast, because you're really rocking it, I got to say.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So I'm going to throw up your Insta here. And let's play around. Let's look at some videos that are fun.
Yeah, let's see. The first one I want to play is this
for
one.
For the people on podcast, we'll try to describe it, because I know that's not visual.
Good with that. All right, here's the first one.
I took this photo the summer of 2011. This is on my grandparents' property, very rural Western Oregon. The only other people there at the time were my friend, the mom of 2 of these girls. The girl on the top left wasn't physically there with us. My grandparents bought the property in the early 70s, no history on it. Their first house burned to the ground just a few years after they built it.
You don't just mean that dark-haired girl in the back.
Oh, man, that's just spooky.
You're kidding. You're kidding. That's insane.
That's nuts, yeah.
So many levels.
Like she's even...
Nope.
Like
so when we get closer to it, it is definitely
look at the smile, though.
What any good horror movie filmmaker would want to achieve.
She would go into battle with Samara and possibly win.
That's eerie as all get out.
So my take on this one, if you look at it, the color is off. So could this possibly be a fake? I think yes.
That's what I was thinking. But like, look at the tree is over her.
Look at the hand. Look at her hand.
Fingers. Go back to her head, because you said okay. It could be a fake, right? But they did a good job because they put the tree over her hair like that. They continued the leaves, right?
It could be. I'm not saying it is because I don't know. But
right,
it could
we don't
be.
know. That's the thing when we look at stuff like this, we just don't know.
Yeah, look at that.
There's another one. Yeah, look at it. But see, the tree is over her. But they could have easily added an extra piece of tree.
I mean, editing these days, fantastic job. Fantastic job. If this
Let's
is
go
real, I have to say
on the door camera.
Yeah.
There.
The door camera?
Yeah, that one. The one with the night vision right there in front of somebody's door.
Oh, right here, right here.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so this is a doorbell camera.
Like a ghost of a lady in a dress. Take a look.
And we're looking at somebody. There's a lady.
Look at the sidewalk to the left. Here it comes.
Look at that. Now, why else would the door cam go off?
So, one of the things I've learned, and I was just talking about this today, is
that the wind, right?
Well,
or a bug. Wait, what's that up there? That could have set it off. That bug up there could have been. You see that?
What I think is the cameras, door cameras, are not the greatest cameras. So when they're shooting, the frames are like shot at a less rate.
Yeah, the crappy resolution. Yeah,
right. And so sometimes it's not capturing the whole thing, so it looks see-through. I don't know if that's the case here, but it does look like a ghost. Now, could it be a trick of the camera? Yes. What if it's not, though? What if that's a real ghost? You know
what if a ghost did set it off, right?
Yeah.
But I'm thinking with that thing on the camera up there, is that a spider web or a bug that could have set it off? It still could have been jinxed with, though, right? What else have you got? What else should we look at?
Let's see.
You got a lot of spooky stuff there.
Oh, look at that handsome fellow right there. Here's one that I really like. Oh, you know what? Let me show you this one. Wait, there's a cat one I want to show you. Oh my God, have you seen the cat?
You know I love cats.
Oh my God, is it this one? Let me find that one.
Oh, is that the one that the cat gets pulled backwards?
Yes, did you see that?
Yeah, but somebody said that somebody grabbed the cat by the tail.
Yeah, but where is that somebody? You don't see that person. That's what's interesting. Watch.
Well, they could be out of frame, right? But who would do that to their poor cat?
Oh, that would horrible. Or someone thought it could be fishing line, but you're pulling some cat's leg off. Yeah.
I can't believe somebody would do that to their cat.
So there are two cats. Okay. Look at there you go.
Whoa.
You see that?
God. It gets pulled straight up in the air. It's in mid-run.
Look at that.
And then boom, it goes up.
That's crazy. That's just crazy.
You know what other ones freak me out is with the babies on the baby cams.
Oh yeah.
And like there's this one baby that's reaching out. I think it was on that show you were talking about. He was in the crib and he was reaching out to something. That just, it was freaky.
Okay, let's see what else we got.
But you just never know what you're gonna see on some of these.
There's just so much stuff. Right. Oh, here's one that did really well. Let me play the audio.
Where it comes, where you first see it was 3.5 miles away from where we were.
No, and that looks real.
It's from the mountain range and it passes through screen in a second. And so you do that math, it's traveling 3.5 miles in a second. Like nothing travels that fast that we
What's that?
have. The mountain range where it comes.
It's near Skinwalker
Range. You first see it was 3.5 miles
that's a UFO.
away from where we were.
That looks
and
like a
the drone gets from the mountain range and it passes through screen in a second. And so you do that math.
So he's saying that
3.5 miles in a second. Like
3.5 miles in a
it traveled
second.
9,000 miles per hour.
Wow.
Some other people in the comments actually did the math.
Real to me though. Like look at it. Look at the definition on it.
They say it's actually 12,600 miles per hour.
I have to admit that when I was in Texas, when I was driving up from south to north, and on the right-hand side, out by the Gulf, something like glimmering out there was kind of following us along, pacing us, and it looked like one of those things. And I said to my friend at the time that we were driving, I said, "Do you see that?" Yeah, and we both didn't talk about it. We were just like, yep. But this was before Elon was there, pre Boca Chica and all that kind of stuff. It makes you wonder, right?
It does. It really does.
What's going on?
Here's a kind of a scary video here. You'll see there's the camera on the outside also.
Oh my God.
I miss you too. What? What? Who's coming? Who? You see somebody back there? Who? Him? Where's he at? Is he in our house? Yeah. Where? Show me.
She sees someone that her grandmother doesn't.
He's right in front of you? Yeah. Who is it? A guy. Who's there, mister? What are you doing in our... Where's he at? In the dining room? Yeah. Show me him. Go show me him. Give me your hand. Take me to him. Take me to him. Show me.
You know what's interesting? She said...
Wait, let me... Show me. Is he right here? Yeah. He's in our dining room? Yeah. What are you doing in our dining room, mister? What does he look like? Bug. He's got bug eyes?
Bug eyes.
What are you doing in our living room, mister?
Like an alien.
You go back home. You go back wherever you came from. What's he doing? Come on, you're creeping me out. We're going upstairs.
Okay, you know what's interesting?
You're scaring me. We're going upstairs.
What's that?
She keeps calling it him.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever it comes on Spirit Box or Spirit Talker and it says him, it's talking about the big D. And it's not the big DTRH. It's the one with the horns.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah. But the kid said it's got bug eyes, which was interesting. I wonder.
I think she's seeing a ghost, to be honest, because kids and pets, animals, they can see something that I guess us as adults can't. And
their pineal gland is completely not
happens
like ours, right?
Yeah. So
open.
For sure. That's creepy stuff.
Very creepy.
Check this one out, Jen. Let me show you this one. I love this one. See that guy?
Oh my God! What is that?
I don't know.
What is that? Ew! Look at the arms.
Creepy. Love it.
Ew! It's
love it.
Walking along like la la la. Looks like Dog Man with no head.
Yeah, that's what the video said, that it was headless, but you can actually see something kind of there. I don't know. Very interesting stuff, man.
Was that a graveyard too? No, it was a picnic table.
It was like a park or something.
Yeah. That's weird.
Very cool stuff. I love that.
Yeah, you've got a lot of weird videos. That's why I like it so much on your channel. I mean, I don't know how many hours and where you find this stuff, but there's a lot of cool stuff
every single day. Sometimes I'll do it before, like the night before. I'll start looking just to make sure I have something
nice. Tell me some of your personal experiences.
Well, I've had a few. Yeah. Let me just tell you this story that you just reminded me of.
Okay.
I was married back in 1999, and then I got divorced in 2009. But somewhere in the middle, like 2003 or 4, I think, me and my wife were in a restaurant.
Right.
And it was a popular restaurant here in San Antonio.
Yeah.
And we were indoors. It was a real classy joint, and everyone was basically, it was a full like dining room. So it was a lot of noise, the forks and the plates and all that business. And I was enjoying my meal. I was talking to my wife, and I could see 2 tables down diagonally from me was a couple with their son. His son was about somewhere between 9 and 11, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the boy was facing me directly. So I noticed him looking at me. He was staring at me. And I caught his attention. I don't know why, but I noticed it. And then I started to hear him say something out loud, but I couldn't really hear it because it was so loud in there. And then he started to do this. It started to get louder and louder. He was pointing directly at me, and he was getting louder and louder. And finally, I could hear what he was saying. He was pointing at me, and he was saying, "It's the devil." It's the devil.
Oh my God. Did he recognize you from your show? No, maybe you've got an attachment that you don't know about. Have you ever thought about watching all this scary stuff? I was going to say the S word, but do you think that this causes some sort of darkness to attach to you because you're watching so much dark stuff?
No, I think the opposite, actually, because I used to be very afraid of this stuff. Very afraid.
Well, fear causes, the attachments and things.
Well, that's what I'm saying is the more I started to work on this and look into this and learn about it, the less fearful I was. It went away. And so now I feel like, I can go and ghost hunt. I can stay at a place by myself. I can do those things and not be afraid.
Okay.
So it's actually done something positive. But this kid, it got to a point that he was so loud that there was complete silence. Everyone was quiet now, looking at me.
Are you serious?
Yes. The parents were in a panic mode. The father is getting up. He's getting his wallet out. He's throwing money on the table. The mother is dragging the boy. They're dragging him. He's not walking. They're dragging him out the restaurant, and he's still screaming, "It's the devil! It's the," over and over again.
Oh my gosh, that must have been so weird. Was this?
It was so weird, man.
Was this when you first had the fear? Before the fear went away? I was still
kind of I still had it. And I was kind of freaked out that this kid was calling me the devil. Then they drag him out the restaurant, and you can still hear it as he's being dragged to his freaking car, right?
Oh,
and man. I tell you, there was complete silence in that restaurant. And as I looked around, every eye was on me.
Oh, everyone so embarrassed.
No, I wasn't. I was like,
you're like, yeah, I am. Stick your tongue out and put some horns up.
Yeah, it was I don't know, it was kind of strange. I think the poor kid had a mental issue or some sort of
but you never know though, because it was a kid. Like, why? Seriously though, like, why would a kid do that?
I don't know. Did you ever hear the story about there you go. About the devil in the dance hall I think it's like a dance bar or whatever here in San Antonio.
Devil in the dance bar in San Antonio. No.
So the story goes, here in San Antonio, there's a bar. I've actually passed it. I can't remember what it's called, but I've driven by, and there is a story where this woman, she goes in there, and she's ready to dance, but no one wants to dance with her or whatever. And there's a wonderful, beautiful man in white who walks up and grabs her by her hand, leads her to the floor. They start to dance. It's wonderful. She's having the time of her life. This man is very charming. He's very handsome. And they notice that everyone's watching, right? They're all watching them dance. And she's having a great time. And then she looks to his feet. And
I know what you're going to say. Oh, I do.
They're giant chicken feet.
Oh, my God. Well,
she screams her head off. She screams her head off. The man bolts for the bathroom. There's a smell of sulfur in the air.
No.
And other men go chasing him. When they open the bathroom, he's completely gone.
Oh, that's so weird.
It's a legend.
Yeah, like people have said, either horse feet, right?
Yeah, horse feet, hooves. Yeah, goat hooves.
Yes.
I heard that one too.
Because on Spirit Box, I've heard, we've heard growls, and then it says horse. And we're thinking, oh, horsey. And then someone's like, no, the other kind of horse. We're like, oh, no. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to meet the other kind of horse,
do
you?
You don't. No, you don't.
Do you have any other videos that you want me to put up?
Sure. We can go through some more if you want.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, here's a good one.
Hold on. I got to put up your ad to
Do you know
I got to take that down.
Whitley Strieber?
Nope.
Okay, Whitley Strieber is an author. He basically wrote, now I can't remember the name of it.
Hey, wait, you're an author too. Before we go on, I got to show your book.
Wow, you got my book.
I do. I got a picture.
It's not fiction. but I will eventually get to that. I am a writer.
Well, I don't have a book. I've got this Haunted America word
That's
search.
my word search book. Yes.
Yeah. What made you want to write this one or do this one?
I just thought, I have a lot of notebooks that I create on Amazon, and I thought, it'd be cool.
You got to go in and get some of his merch. Show off your merch. I've got one of his notebooks.
Well, this is a hat that I have. It's a black camo DTRH with the R upside down. It kind of looks like a rabbit head.
Any other merch in your desktop?
Oh, I have T-shirts. I have mugs. Whatever you think of, I have it. It's there.
I got good merch.
Hoodies. I got all sorts of stuff.
So
and I've been designing
stickers.
That's a cool. Yeah, I have a sticker. You sent me one.
Oh yeah.
But here's a video with Whitley Strieber. He's an author. Bam.
Oh wait.
Smell of sulfur.
Okay. There it is.
Okay, ready?
Okay. Yep, ready.
Smell of sulfur or burnt cardboard or ammoniac. It's like this very distinct, potent, putrid smell.
They were very bird-like. They would disappear when you got near them. So I go creeping downstairs and out onto the front porch. They're still standing there, doing this, moving their arms, and trying to figure out what they're doing. And so I step down in the yard, and they're still doing it, moving their arms. Then there's a telepathic message that they're cleansing themselves, that it's waste matter. It was like they were defecating, but they do it through their skin. Years and years and years pass. I pick up the Reddit document. The first paragraph is that described exactly.
And then we heard about it during the Varginha case.
Just the smells in the Varginha case.
The smells, and that there was slime. They were oily.
Well, they are.
Smell of sulfur.
How about that? Isn't that creepy?
What is it like? Okay, Bigfoot, he stinks, right? And they say, of course, when you see the big D, he stinks like garbage. Or we've had the smell of skunk come up a lot in our investigations when that comes around. And then now they're saying ET stinks and he's slimy. I can see the slimy bit, but I've never heard the stinky bit before.
Yeah, apparently Whitley Strieber was abducted. I believe it's back in, if I'm not mistaken, the 70s, possibly the 60s, and he has a lot of stories. So he wrote a book about it, and that book became a movie starring Christopher Walken that you can actually see. So go check that out. It's a great movie.
Interesting. And I wonder, is it because they're going through dimensions? When you go through the dimensions, does that make you stink?
No, what he's describing is that he's basically these aliens are defecating through their skin.
Yeah, that's so weird.
That's gross. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine having?
You think about mosquitoes though, because there are so many different kinds of aliens. Some of them are insectoid, and when the insects are like cleaning their face and all this kind of stuff, right? They're kind of nasty too.
Yeah, the mantid race. That's right. There's some creepy mantid aliens, and then there's the reptilians. There's these grays. The Nordics are a very interesting race because they look just like us. Right. Yeah. With the blue eyes and blonde hair, most of them. Yeah. Wise. So, yeah. I mean, I love all this stuff. Of it. That's why there's so much. Stop thinking about the kid calling you the big D. Maybe you really are the Duke of Darkness. Apparently, I have that trait in me. Well, I guess I don't know, but yeah, that was a really weird. Just don't know. I did. I in my story of a rideshare rider that I do a ride share. I do that every day, and I pick up tons of people, and I will ask them, do they have a paranormal story? Do you have a ghost story? Do you have an alien story? Whatever. And I have been lucky enough. You're still doing ride shares? Yeah. Are you really? Isn't that kind of dangerous to do that? You don't worry about who you're going to pick up? Of course. It's a crapshoot, but I live in San Antonio, and I'm lucky that this is a great city. The people here are wonderful. I've only had, out of over 3,000 drives, I've only had one person yell at me, and that's really not because of me. It was because they're having a bad day or whatever. And everyone else just lovely.
That'd be so cool to have a podcast like that. You had the person talking in the back seat.
Yeah.
And ask them about their scary stuff. But what's some of the stuff that they've told you about?
Well, I've heard stories about the Santa Muerte, which is I don't even know what to call her, but she's like a
death Santa angel.
Yeah, it's a Saint
angel,
Death, basically.
Saint Death, yeah.
She's I don't know, people worship her, and she's obviously not a good thing to worship because she will give you what you want, but you have to give her something in return.
That's what it is about, evil and dark. You have to give it something. You have to make a pact, right? Like I said, one time we were doing Spirit Box, we said, okay, it said take picture. We said, will you appear if we do that? And then it said deal. I'm like, ooh, like that's kind of spooky for it to say that word, right?
And did you take a picture and did it show up?
We did. We took pictures and we blew smoke and we saw like a bunch of different stuff in the smoke, but of course it could be what a lot of people call pareidolia or dealia or whatever, where you see stuff, right? But who knows? It could have been something there. But what did this guy say?
So I picked up two people that told me two separate stories about this. And the first one was a man who apparently was tricked into praying to the Santa Muerte. So his cousin, they were hanging out, having drinks or whatever, having a good old time, smoking the blunt, I guess, or whatever. And one cousin said to this guy, hey, do this. So he said, what? And he said, say this. So he said it, right? And that was it. That was the end of that. And so a couple of very, very bad things happened to him. Three things in succession, right? So the first thing was
threes. They say it always comes in threes, right?
Right. He lost his job and his house.
Oh my gosh.
That was the first thing. The second thing is his mother got stabbed.
Oh.
Yeah. The third thing, and this is the reason why I was driving him, he got into an accident where he went through the windshield.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I pick him up from rehab, like he's in crutches, he was rehabbing his body or whatever. And we started talking about it. And he said, well, when I did that, I didn't realize that you had to give something back to the Santa Muerte. So he calls his cousin and he's like, what, dude, what is happening? All this thing is happening to me. And he goes, well, you're not offering anything to the Santa Muerte. So you're going to keep getting bad things until you offer something. And so this guy said, what I did, man, is I got on my knees. I prayed to Jesus and I said, I'm so sorry. I didn't know what I was doing. And it stopped.
Yeah, they say that prayer is powerful. I mean, and there's so many different ways if you don't want to, prayer to whoever you're praying to. There's other things you can do, and people say crystals or this or that, but you got to believe in it though, right? Whatever it is you're doing. But I mean, they say you definitely, like, for example, people who are famous, a lot of them are miserable because they made this pact to be famous, and now they're miserable because they made that pact.
Right. So the second person I picked up was a lady with a baby. She had to be in her 40s, early 40s. And so I asked her if she had any stories. She told me, yes, I do. And I'll tell you, please don't judge me. But I used to sell drugs. I used to do all this bad stuff. And let me tell you, I do believe in God and I pray to God. But the thing is, when you pray to God, sometimes you get it, but it takes a long time. And other times you don't get it at all, So, but I pray to the Santa Muerte. And when I do that, it's instantaneous. So she says if she prays for money, money comes to her door.
Oh my gosh.
If she prays for, she never mentioned anything about offering things back. But here's an interesting story she told me is that she met this man from Midland, Texas, and he was in San Antonio just partying. They met up, they had a good time together. And he said, I would like to keep coming, but I want you to understand, I don't want any relationship. I'm not interested in that. I'm just interested in having a good time. And she agreed to this. She said, okay, yes. But as time moved on, she fell in love with the man, right? So what did she do? She prayed to the Santa Muerte for this man. What did the man do? He actually picked up from Midland and moved to San Antonio to be with her.
Okay.
It worked. So it worked. Yeah. Then she said, they had wonderful time, and one day they got into a big argument, and he took one of the Santa Muerte statues that he bought her, and he smashed it on the ground. And after that, it's like she said, it seemed like whatever was under him snapped, and he left. He went back to Midland.
Everything unbinded.
Yeah. And so when he went back to Midland, though, he had a stroke. He had diabetes, and he had a stroke as a result.
Oh, wow.
And he, according to her, to this day, he might be dead by now, but he was like basically on death's door, in kind of a hospice type of situation because, of this disease that he had. But wow, scary.
Yeah, don't make any deals with something that you don't deal with.
Don't pray. And listen, I don't believe in it, but I ain't messing with it. I ain't messing with that.
No, thanks. No, pass. Hard pass on that one. Shall we scroll through some more of your videos?
Sure. Why not? Let's see what we got here. What we have here. Yes.
What's that one in the hallway?
This one right here?
No, the one down under the guy in the yellow shirt looks like a spooky hallway.
Oh, this? Oh, okay. The gurney moves down the tunnel.
Oh, no. And I used to work in the hospital, right?
Yep.
Here it goes.
Nothing is moving.
Oh, jeez. Look at it going, though.
And she's filming this.
Could they be pulling it with a pitch string?
Could they? It's possible, but I don't see anything.
I don't see anything either,
but look, now she turns completely around. There's no string and no person pulling it.
Oh, that's right. Unless they're down there in the dark, right?
I love that one. That's creepy.
That's weird. Unless they're down in the dark place.
That could be. I mean, when she turns around, there's no one there, but maybe it's around the corner.
That is weird.
But look at how it gets pulled in the beginning. It's going the opposite direction. If it's a string being pulled, it would have to be going the other way, where the guy is hiding. Right. I don't think there's a string on this one. I really don't. I think this is moving on its own.
And that hallway is not on an inclination. It's straight.
Nope.
Look at it going. Like,
isn't that something? That is creepy, man. That is creepy stuff.
That is creepy. I've taken so many people like down to the morgue and stuff by yourself. That's like
really
creepy, even creepier. Yeah.
Wow. Let's see. Here's a vacant house.
So this house. First time we passed it,
well, that could be somebody
the bottom part was not blinking, it was on.
Could be. Or one of those smart houses with the smart lights.
See how the different lights
Here's my question, though. If it's a vacant house, how does it have power? Shouldn't it not have power? I don't know.
It could, if it's on the same grid as a hospital or something like that. No?
I don't know. Could be. I'm not sure. But
I think
usually
that's one of those
around here,
smart cell phones where you can turn the lights on and off.
Could be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
That doesn't scare me. Does that scare you? No.
No, I think it's very interesting, though. Let's see what else.
Because it could be electrical, right?
Yeah. Here's a mantid kind of looking thing. Ooh,
see, look, you've got horns in your...
The 10 most terrifying alien races ever seen. Number 8, the insectoids.
Oh, yeah.
They don't feel fear,
about them, right?
and they don't understand mercy. Reported in abductions around the world, the insectoids stand 7 to 9 feet tall.
Yikes.
With elongated limbs, spiked joints, and a hard chitinous
that looks like the thing in the park. Those arms.
Their faces resemble
that was walking all weird.
Long, sharp, and unreadable. Their massive black eyes don't blink.
Creepy.
They only observe coldly. Unlike other alien races, the insectoids show no interest in contact. They extract. They study. They vanish. Some say they serve a higher species. Others believe they are the true architects of the abductions. What do you think? Do you believe there are aliens that look like insects? Yes. Comment insectoid if you believe something non-human is behind the missing.
Yeah.
Those things are so strange. Oh, I just got I picked up a couple. As a matter of fact, they were the last I did today. And they were telling me about something like the house they live in, because I picked them up from an old neighborhood and it was an old house. So I asked them, hey, do you guys have like any kind of spooky stories? And they're like, yes, as a matter of fact, the house I live in, my dad has died in it. My friend just died the other day in that house. Other family members had died in the house. And he was telling me, you know, one day the weirdest thing was this man was standing in the doorway one night. It was dark. It looked like a shadow, but he was tall and he was wearing this hat. He called him a cowboy. Yes, he didn't know what. I told him,
El Vaquero.
You're talking about the Hat Man. He goes, what's that? I go, look it up. Go down that rabbit hole. You had the Hat Man in your house. Sometimes it's not a good thing. Sometimes the Hat Man shows up. It's a bad thing. So,
right. And I wonder how many people in Texas see him in a cowboy hat instead of a regular like top hat.
Yeah, I think he just said cowboy because it to him, you know, we're in Texas. There's cowboy hats all over the place. But he said I couldn't tell because it was a shadowy thing. But he was wearing a hat for sure, and he was at least 7 feet tall. He was so super tall, and he was just staring at us.
That's what everybody says, right? Yeah. They're tall, they have the hat, and they're just in the shadows in the dark, and all they do is just kind of stand there and stare. And a lot of people, some of them say that they have red eyes too, because I just read on Creepy Kate Britton, and she was telling some Mi'kmaq stories of Hat Man in their culture over in Nova Scotia. So
very cool.
It's all over the place.
He is all over the place. What is he? Why is he doing this? Why is he showing up? What is his purpose? Is it really to be a harbinger of doom?
Is he a Men in Black kind of thing where he's just gathering data and just like observing? Because they say
if he is, it's probably from another dimension. That would be my guess. Because I think my belief is that some shadow figures, see-through shadow figures, okay, those could be ghosts, but the darkest ones where it looks like a void is looking at you, those to me could be coming from another dimension, a higher dimension.
Right.
And I think one of the things that they try to do when they come down here is to try to scare us because they feed off the fear. They get some sort of energy from our fear. And if you charge them or you try to let them know that you're not afraid, they won't come back.
Darkness loves the fear.
Yeah, but if you get scared and you're terrified, you're going to keep seeing that thing. So you gotta stand up.
Do you think, you know, after all this weird weather and stuff on the go, that this is ramping up spirits with all the bad weather?
I mean, I don't see why not. Yeah, I mean, if you think about like remodeling a home will piss off spirits, they will get really upset.
Renovation.
I've seen so many cases where people are, you know, they're going to tear this wall out and they're going to do this thing, and they have a ramp up in activity in their homes. They don't want their places where they're at changed. They don't want that. So if you're having like a massive flood like they did in Kerrville, you know, in the hill country, I mean, it's going to ramp up stuff, especially all the people that died. My think was my
water gives it all energy and everything.
I was thinking that so many people died in that river that there's bound to be ghost activity happening from the people that, because there was a man they interviewed the very next morning, and he said that when he woke up, he got out of his trailer and he could hear the water, but he could also hear the screaming coming from the river. So much.
Oh, wow.
So many
that was going to be my next question. Have you asked to any, you know, people about this kind of stuff? But wow. So he heard screams.
He heard screams coming from the rushing waters as they were just all these people are being swept away, basically screaming as they're being swept away. And he can't get that out of his head. He keeps hearing that over and over again, and he couldn't do anything. He couldn't help them. And so it's like torturing him, basically. And so, yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of activity over there.
Right.
Probably.
And it's so sad. And it causes, any kind of sad and depressing, like negative energy, that's going to bring in those weird spirits, right?
Exactly. I mean, you think about the in Japan, right? When they had the tsunami, so many people died, right?
Yes.
And there was like a lot of taxis would
or something, wasn't that what it was?
Well, they had some taxis that had these cams, right? These videos, and you would see someone get in the cab and they would, whatever, you're going, okay. So they start driving, and then you can see in the camera the people disappear because they died in the tsunami and they're trying to get home, but they can't. And that happened a lot. I posted videos about that. That's happened a lot. So it's really sad. It really is. They're lost. Yeah. They don't know they're dead.
Yeah, I think, a lot of it is that they don't know, right?
Yeah, because it was so sudden and so quick, and they didn't.
And so many of them. I wonder, do they travel in groups? I wonder, like that.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows? We don't have those answers. I wish I did. I would love to know. That's something I would like to understand finally.
So but I guess else in Texas, like that are local folklore that you can think of?
Well, we have a story that I want to do a San Antonio show where I can interview people that have experienced things here. One of them being the goat woman. Have you heard of that one? No. Am I saying that right? Yeah, I think it's the goat lady.
Cabrito? Okay.
I think it's the goat lady. Well, anyway, I drove by that bridge. There's a bridge.
Yeah, Goatman Bridge, yeah.
Yes, and so this woman, apparently she died with her goat or her horse. I can't recall the exact story, but if you go there, you turn off your car and you stand outside and you honk 3 times, she will appear, or you'll hear her approaching, and she'll do the scream or whatever. And apparently that's been caught on camera before, so that's pretty spooky. That's one of the stories. We have another one about the train that hit a bus of children. Have you heard of this one?
A train that hit a bus of kids? No.
Mm-hmm. So this happened a long time ago, probably in the 40s. Okay. A lot of kids died. The bus driver also died. And the legend goes that if you drive to the tracks where it happened and you put your car in neutral, you go in the back of it and you put baby powder on the back. Right?
On the back, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then you go and sit in there, you get pushed off the tracks.
Oh, you're making me sneeze with baby powder.
Bless you. Once you get off the tracks, it pushes you off the tracks, and then you go and look at the baby powder, and you'll see little handprints.
Ew! Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Yeah,
that's
and baby powder is another trick for paranormal investigators. They'll put it down on the ground or somewhere where you want to see if something's hanging out, right?
Right, exactly. Yes.
Yep, that's another.
Yeah, we have a ton of stories like that here, and I love it. This town is really haunted. Many stories.
What about paranormal tourism? If somebody's going to come visit you down in San Antonio, where would you recommend to go? Besides the Alamo, of course, that's one of the number one places
There's a lot of hotels, like the Gunther Hotel is haunted. But if you wanted a tour, I suggest the Curious Twins Paranormal Tour. Those guys are amazing. They're very knowledgeable. They actually were sponsoring me for a short time.
Okay.
And I did a private tour with them at the Victoria's Black Swan Inn, which was amazing. So I got to take my family. We went in there. We toured the place. They asked if anyone wanted to go into the closet that has 2 mirrors and 2 chairs facing it. And I'm like, I'll go. Went in there and nothing happened. But I was like, please, something happened. Come on. I was recording like with my phone, like, come on. But it was amazing. And they told so many awesome stories. It was really great. Awesome. So yeah, Curious Twins Paranormal.
Yeah, Texas itself got a lot of history for sure, with a lot of like the wars and stuff like that. But if people are trying to look for you and trying to find you, DTRH down the rabbit hole, I've got one of your Linktree pictures pulled up there.
Oh yeah,
I pulled up your actual.
There's some of my T-shirts right there. Yeah.
Yeah. How about if I cut paste your tree and then I can throw that up there and we can look at it.
Okay. So yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, TikTok. You just look for Down the Rabbit Hole. And on YouTube, I go by, because Down the Rabbit Hole is already taken, so I had to go by Dayvid from DTRH, and that's Dayvid, Dayvid from DTRH, which is Down the Rabbit Hole. So
hate it when that happens, right?
Yeah. But you know what's funny is when I first started Down the Rabbit Hole, there were so many Instagram names that were similar that I had to create mine as __ down the period rabbit hole __. And it was just starting out. So there was a whole bunch of other ones that were above mine. But now, whenever you look for just Down the Rabbit Hole, I'm number one. I'm the first one that comes up.
Woohoo! Number one. That's always the best place to be.
That's right.
I found your tree. I'm going to throw it up on there now.
All right.
There it is. Okay.
Thank you, Jen.
Now, so we got some merch, and you can go in your shop. I'm not going to click on each one individually, because if I do that, then I got to pull up that screen, because I can have one screen at a time. And then you got your website, you got your You Don't Know, and your DTRH more merch, and Deeper Down. Do you want to talk about that? Or that's
Deeper Down. Deeper Down is the website. So if you go to deeperdowntherabbithole.com, that's my website. I also have a subscriptions on Instagram. If you want, it's $2.99 a month. It's really cheap. You get extra videos. I will sometimes give out mugs, t-shirts to those that are in there.
Everybody loves a good giveaway. What's the next one you're giving away?
It's a mug. I got a mug. I wish I had it with me right here, but I don't go for those 11, 10-ounce mugs. That's crap. I go for 15 to 20-ounce mugs.
Because you got to have a good mug of coffee, man.
That's right, man. You can't live with 11 ounces. Get out of here. You need 15 to 20.
That's right. And fuel. Paranormal fuel. Coffee.
Absolutely. For sure. But yeah, definitely look for me. I'm out there. I'm everywhere. And now the podcast, Dayvid Don't Know, is it's catching some steam, Jen. I'm actually very happy to be getting a lot of good reception on it. I'm really, really proud of it.
Yeah. So I wanted you to give a shout out to some of your fans and some other folks. We've already gave a few nods here and there to a few folks.
For sure. JJ Rose 777 is one of my very good friends. She's
shout out to JJ. Love her. She's been on the show.
Yeah, she's amazing. Kevin Sapiel Jr., host of Where the Weird Ones Are. He produces my show on Where the Weird Ones Go Productions, which really awesome guy.
Shout out to Kevin. Check him out on Where the Weird Ones Are. And with you, Paranormal. But you got your coffee in the morning, right?
Weird Java in the morning.
Weird
That's
Java.
Right. And then there's Amanda Goodwin. She's a host of One Nothing Podcast, where I'm the co-host on that show. I'm gonna give a shout out to I have so many people. There's so many. I'm very, very blessed. Ron from At Grave Evidence, my pal Gina Black. She haunts. She's awesome.
Love those shout outs.
Yeah, I have a whole bunch, but Jesus.
And shout out to all Dayvid's fans and anybody listening. You got to tune in and follow Dayvid. You're going to love him and DTRH and his new podcast, Dayvid Don't Know.
Yay.
Make sure you tune in and follow him on all the socials. Right now, we're going to peace out and we'll put some 80s metal music on from the Bog team that you can download on all streaming music platforms. And you're listening in on UPRN, United Public Radio Network, 107.7 FM in New Orleans and 105.3 FM on that Gulf. Peace out, everybody. Happy summer. Go down that rabbit hole.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Where the whispers start, ghostly figures in the midnight hour, specters gripped with icy cold power. Bigfoot's roar echoes through the trees.